Hey everybody, it's Martha with Bird and Barn Designs, and I'm here with Lindsey F of Indigo Guinea Fiber, and we are just beginning the Pearl Yarn Crawl in Indiana, and Lindsey's here at Red Hill Fiber with her yarn trailer, and we thought we'd get a little information about what she does and how it all got started.
Hello.
So welcome, Lindsey.
Hi. I'm really excited to be here. I've known Lindsey and Ty for a couple of years. I started Indigo Guinea in 2021, but Indigo Guinea was originally started in 2019 by my mom. She was a crafter of all types. She loved everything from journaling to quilting to knitting and weaving and spinning, all of it. So she was like, how could I make more money to spend more money on crafty things? And the answer to that for her was yarn dyeing. She loved it, but it got to be a lot, and it coincided perfectly with me putting my kids in school, and I didn't have a job anymore, so I took it over, and it was a little bitty thing at the time. I started an Etsy shop, and then I got my first mobile truck within my first year, and that mobile truck became this mobile trailer. So I'm, 4 years into business now? And it's been a wild ride. I do everything from big fiber shows to local yarn shop events to like knitting guilds and things like that. I park in hotel parking lots and stuff just to like meet with groups, and everybody comes in, we buy yarn, we chit chat, and everybody gets to hang out. So I mean, I kind of do a little bit of all of it.
So how far have you traveled with the trailer? You travel states to states?
Yeah, I stay in the Midwest primarily. This fall I will be going to Alabama. That will be my furthest away so far.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I see some samples up on the wall. Do you knit or crochet yourself?
I crochet.
You crochet. Did you do all of those?
I did the last two. The sweater was done by my friend Melissa.
Those are beautiful. And all with Indigo Guinea?
Yes. Yep. And so then I have other friends that like to do my knitting samples for me, since I don't have coordinating hands enough to get those done, but I try to keep lots of samples so there's lots of inspiration around.
Wonderful. So let's take a look at the yarns. Look at this, guys.
So to go with the Indigo Guinea Fiber name, all of my bases are bird names.
Oh, how cute.
So starting at the heaviest yarn, my bulky weight is a dodo, and the birds kind of get smaller as the yarn gets smaller as well.
Red, we've got dove. Look at these colors. Now, do you custom blend your colors like these?
Sometimes.
With the beautiful
All of
variegated
these,
colors? Those are amazing. So what kind of a process is that?
So everything I use is an acid dye. I don't do any natural dyeing, at least not yet. And so for like the tonals, they all go in a big pot. And so that's very kind of cauldron-y cooking. I put a bunch of yarn down, stir it, and let it cook and do its thing. But all of these speckled ones, I lay out in a pan really long, and that's where I get to pour yarn in different patterns. This one is like block colors, so I'm doing a color at a time. But this one, I'm leaving a lot of water in the pan, and I'm mixing multiple colors together. So you have hints of purple and kind of a green and some steel blue. And then I top it with this is actually, I think, a grasshopper dye color that I rub into the yarn, and that's what creates this. So that's where I get to be really creative, is in these colors.
Well, I tell you, your colors are fantastic.
Thank you.
Every single time you come out with a new one, I tell Lindsey, that's my new favorite. That's my new favorite.
Thank you, it's very fun.
The ones that have that you pour the different colors on,
Yeah.
Does it stay in the same pan, or do you have to put one color, let it absorb?
Nope, it's all just in one pan. If you've watched videos on Instagram or YouTube before, most dyers are putting their pan on a hot plate of some kind, or they're going into a steamer. Mine go into ovens. And for the most part, I see a lot of dyers retaining a lot of water in their pans. I don't. When my mom taught me, I had like a 30-second splash course on this is how you dye yarn, and
oh my goodness,
good luck. And so I do it differently because I didn't really follow a how-to manual. I just kind of made it up. So colors like this, I don't have any additional water in. The water is just coming from where I pour the yarn, so it's staying in its place. So I just pour the yarn, and that dye is going to immediately adhere to the fibers. And so even when I lift the yarn out, the water is clear. So
That's
they're not
amazing.
mixing as long as I'm pouring them carefully.
So they go in an oven. You can put the fiber in the oven then.
And so I have 2 ovens in my
amazing.
studio that I just slide those pans right into and let them cook. Eventually, I would love to upgrade to a big steam cabinet like you see when you go to Subway. The big red proofing cabinets they have.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that I can slide my pans into and let more of them go at one time.
Oh, that is amazing.
That's the next goal.
Then do you wash it after, or how
Yes.
does it set? How?
Yep, so heat setting. So by putting it in and letting it steam and heat, that's how it's setting in. So then when I go to wash it, I will wash them. Some colors I only have to do like once. I'm gonna wash it once, my water's gonna stay clear, no worries. Some of them like this, that pink is gonna wanna come off, and because I don't want it to mix into the white, I wash this one probably 3 times. So
That's what amazes me about this, because look at all the colors in this, guys. Look at how pure that white is with all of those beautiful vibrant colors, and it still stays snowy white. That's amazing.
So I try to make sure that I'm doing the washing so that when you use it, you wash and block it, you're still not gonna get that runoff either. I want that to stay white for you.
That is amazing. So let's look at all the colors. So when did you get your truck? How long have you had, or your trailer? How long have you had?
2 years ago, last week.
2 years. And what made the decision to go mobile?
Well, originally my very first truck that I had, I bought it off of another dyer. They were selling it. I had been in business for almost a year, and I told my husband, I was like, what if I just go mobile? Like, setting up at vending markets is hard. You know, you've got all those big grid walls. Yarn, when you put it in totes, it's heavy.
It is.
And so, you know, he said no. He was like, that's ridiculous. Who does that? And then Mom and I wore him down, and so he said yes. And then I hit a point where the truck wasn't big enough anymore. I wanted to be able to travel further, and the truck is 20, almost 25 years old, and she couldn't keep up. I was tired of breaking down and having all the repairs with it. And then I just knew that I needed more. So we upgraded to a full trailer, so I had more space.
That makes so much sense, because you can pull into a vendor show and you've got your little store right then and there.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the vendor shows with jewelry and packing it up, putting it up, setting it up, taking it down, wrapping it up. It was so much work.
I knew that I was going to get burnt out if I had to keep doing that.
Well, this is amazing. So how did you come up with your name, Indigo Guinea Fiber?
That was Mom's doing. So she had an accounting business, and it was Indigo 43. So to keep the indigo part, she liked, because she wanted the cohesiveness between the two. And then she had guinea fowl. My parents bought a 40-acre farm about 10 years ago. And my mom called me one day and she was like, I think I want to have alpacas someday. Will you and your husband live with me? And you guys can raise the alpaca, but I want to look outside and see the alpaca.
Oh, how fun.
And I was pregnant with my first at the time. So yeah, it was about 10 years ago. And I was like, sure, why not? My husband was still in the Army, but we knew we needed some kind of a retirement plan. So why not? And they found these 40 acres in Indiana. And when they moved onto the property, they built a house. The ticks were just terrible. It had been field space forever. And she read that guinea fowl are great at eating ticks. It turns out they're really not that great at it, but she loved them. If you've ever seen a guinea fowl, they make really obnoxious noises, but they're very odd creatures. They don't act like a chicken, and she just adored her guineas. So she just named the business after them.
I love that.
And so to this day, my husband and I still keep guineas. We lost Mom 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's cool. I like it because now there's so much of her that I get to keep carrying on, and I get to talk about her a lot, and that feels good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I lost my mom 2 years ago too, and it's hard.
It is.
But when there's something like she was a painter.
Okay.
So I've got a little bit of her work, not a whole lot, but some of it, and just I don't know, being in the creative space and thinking about how she did, it just brings it all home. That's wonderful.
Out of the 3 of us girls, I am the one who probably reminds everyone most of Mom. I'm a little more eclectic and artsy, and I take a lot of pride in getting to have that tie.
I love that. So do your kids, how many?
I have 2.
2 boys?
I have a
girls?
9 and 11-year-old, a boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. Are they creative? Are they getting the creative bug?
Yes, my girl, she creates anything and everything. She's actually been hounding me lately. She needs the sewing machine fixed. And girl can make darn near anything. Every medium, she loves all of it, except for yarn.
Except for yarn.
Except for yarn. She doesn't really have any interest in anything like crocheting, or she would rather sew, cut, glue, put things together in any form other than using yarn.
That's amazing. My aunt, my grandma, and my mom sewed.
Okay.
My mom painted, and my grandpa did needlepoint.
Oh.
He loved needlepoint when he got older and retired.
Yeah.
And my grandma crocheted beautifully, but I got none of that talent. No painting, no crocheting. I was more a crafter, and I got into sewing. And then when Lindsey came along, she wanted to help with all of my craft projects all of the time. And she ended up teaching herself the knitting. And we remember so much of her teenage years. We'd travel up to our place on the river, and she'd be in the back seat with her headphones and her knit project, and she'd be whipping stuff up. And
yeah, I love that.
it's like, how did you learn to do that? And I guess she taught herself on YouTube, and
That's how I learned to crochet, was on YouTube.
that's amazing. So it's so fun to see the finished product from the start to the finish, and all these beautiful vibrant colors. Now, how long does it take you to come up with the new color release, like the colorways? Do you release them every so often? Do you have
For
a set
Indigo
plan?
Guinea, I just get a bug one day and I'll make a bunch of new colors.
I love that.
There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. It doesn't even necessarily happen seasonally. I'll just decide that, like, I don't want to look at these anymore, and I take a bunch of colors out and I put a bunch of new colors up.
That's the beauty of creative freedom, isn't
Yeah.
it? I love that.
Yeah, I like to tell people that it's my many different personalities. So you've got everything from the light and the muted to the bright and the colorful to, you know, darker, moodier colorways. It's just whatever strikes me that day. I'm not a person who goes to look for like color inspirations or something like that. I know a lot of dyers really are fond of that. I've done it before, and I like the challenge of having to match colors in an inspiration photo. I normally save that for like a specialty event. But for the stuff that's on my wall, it's just whatever I wanted that day.
That is so fun. I love that. So what is your favorite thing about the yarn? What do you love most about it?
Yarn people.
Yarn people?
That it gets to take me and keep me in the yarn culture. Just all different types of people who use yarn. I love all of it. I love the little intimate yarn shop pop-ups like this. And I love the really big festivals. You get to meet so many people and see so many different types of people. I mean, everyone from so many walks of life, but we all have this like really intense love for all things yarn. And honestly, that's probably my favorite part. I love getting to see people.
Just think there's something about the creative community that is special.
Yeah.
Even though there's different creative types,
Yeah.
it's kind of a creative soul and unity. We all love to create, and it comes from deep within, and I love that.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, where can we find you? On social media? Are you?
Yep. Facebook and Instagram, and then indigoguineafiber.com. I actually just did a whole brand new website, and it went live at like 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we will definitely link all of Lindsey's socials in the description box in the video. And we're going to take a final look around the trailer, and then we'll hop inside to the store and talk to the other Lindsey and talk about the two Lindseys and their collaboration and the new Wild Sage wool line. So thank you, Lindsey, for sharing a little piece of your creativity with us. This was so fun.
Yay, thank you.
So let's take a look, see if I can't get a better view for you. So we're walking in, we see the beautiful, beautiful samples. We've got the whole trailer. That's such a beautiful idea. It's like a little store just on wheels, and you get to take it wherever you want. That is so, so fun. Very fun. All right, thank you so much. Let's hop inside, and we will see you back here in a minute, guys. All right, guys, we're back. We just talked to Lindsey F with Indigo Guinea Fiber, and now we're going to talk to Lindsey H of Red Hill Fiber and learn all about their store, their business, and how everything came to be, and learn all about the yarn. So This is Lindsey H. She is also my daughter, and my daughter and son-in-law own Red Hill Fiber and manufacture their yarns. So, Lindsey, tell us a little bit about how Red Hill Fiber got started.
Well, Red Hill Fiber was born out of a bargain. My husband wanted to move to the middle of nowhere, and I did not. So he sweetened the deal with promising me my own herd of alpacas, which has then snowballed into our own business, and at one time a agritourism destination and an Airbnb, and we got so bogged down that we kind of cut out all the things that weren't sustainable and ramped things up, and now we have our own store here in French Lick, and as I'm sure you can hear, our noisy machines are going out there in our shop where we do all of our milling.
There's a little peek into the shop right there. It's really noisy out there, so we can't go in right now.
And since moving into the store in French Lick, we have kind of expanded our operations. So we also now, if you follow along, do all of our own DTF prints, where we print all of our t-shirts and hoodies, yarn bags, all of those fun things.
There's the big printer. That thing goes non-stop, just like the yarn machinery.
Absolutely. And the most fun thing, though, is our yarns. So back here we have our hot mess of knit and crochet accessories and tools, a lot of which we also make here. Any of the laser engraved items are things that we have going while our printer's going, our machines are going. And then we have our Red Hill Fiber branded yarns, which is a mishmash of all types of different things. We do a lot of natural wools, locally sourced formos. We do Rambouillet, Targhee, which is an interesting interesting wool breed that is actually established. It was created in the United States, which is pretty neat. And then we also do our super washes, which means that you can wash it in your washing machine. However, my asterisk, I would never put my hand makes in the washing machine. So just bold, underline, red, hand wash.
FYI. So are these all the yarns that you and Ty dyed yourself?
So these are a mishmash of things that Ty has dyed, that I have assisted dyeing. But in the last several months, which we're going to talk about that in a second, we have been so bogged down with spinning that we haven't had an opportunity to dye our own. So Lindsey at Indigo Guinea has been doing quite a bit, and her amazing assistant Katie actually dyed the last batch that she brought to us, and she did a phenomenal job, especially for not having a background in anything yarn related. So huge shout out to Katie.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah. So kind of something that segued into that was our Wild Sage line, which Lindsey and I are partners together on, and we just have our final new full stock of all of our colors in the new colorways that just came out on Monday.
So I
we're
think
super excited.
let's tour the store, and then we'll bring both of you together and we'll talk about Wild Sage and how that was born and what's going on with that.
That sounds perfect.
That's a good teaser for all the beautiful colors. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Well, and so a part of the alpaca journey in getting me into this mess is I'm a knitter. I've been a knitter for, who knows, a long time. So I created this out of a couple of our colorways we have here. So you can see those turned out super cute, and I have another one that's in progress that I hope to wear at some point this weekend.
That is beautiful, and it's so fun to see from like that skein with all the colors.
Yep, just how it'll work up.
How it'll work up. Look at that. That is amazing. Those are fantastic colors too.
And it's hard to see in here, but it has its little shimmer.
Is that
Shimmer
with the
shine.
shimmer?
It is.
And that is called what?
Firestar.
Firestar.
So in the white skein, you can probably see it a little bit better.
Oh yeah, you can see the shimmer. That is beautiful.
That's what sets it apart.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Tuck those bad boys back in here.
So in the store, there's not only yarn, we've got some little things here that Ty made, Lindsey's husband.
Yep, so these are called peg looms, and they are one of the most ancient forms of weaving. You don't need a whole lot of knowledge to get started on them. They're super easy. You just thread strings through here, however long you want your project to be, and then you tie them together so it doesn't fall off, like here, the bottom of my example one. You just tie your little leggies together, and then you actually just take your yarn or your fabric scraps, or this is a roving, whatever the case may be. Ooh.
Oh, so that could be used with fabric.
Oh, you can use it with all kinds of things.
So you could like loom a rug or something with it?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep, and then you just take it and you just go back and forth, and then you pat it down when you're ready. You can do it as tight or as loose as you want. And then once you get to the end, I usually go up about midway, but once you get done, you just pick up your leg and pull your fabric down, stick it back in there, and then that is what makes it go down. So you can do wall hangings, you can do rugs, you can do
Journal covers.
You could absolutely do journal covers.
I have an idea.
Placemats, table runners. I don't know who still uses
wow.
table runners, but I'm sure somebody does.
We in our grandma era do.
I still do.
I've got them all over my house.
And then
Very
we have
nice.
a couple photos of the mill equipment, which at some
We'll
point
go
we will
under
do
the
more of.
mirror so you don't see my reflection. And come back up. We got some little minis on top.
Some of these are a mix of Millens or Frankensteins or just things that maybe didn't look cute in the hank, but they look cute in the mini.
So explain a hank as opposed to the wound skein.
So a hank is when it is in this form. It is in a circle. So when we go over there, I'll show you how you wind that up. But they come in a circle, which you would then put on a yarn swift. Ooh, come here. You put it on a yarn swift to then cake it into a little ball. So this is when we make our yarn. It is spun onto a bobbin, and then we count it off those bobbins on our hank winder, and the quickest way to get it from machine to finished good is to put it in a hank in a big circle, and then we just twist these little cute things up.
Okay, so you're speaking yarnese. So we may need to Google some terms.
Which I will show you a cake when we get over there.
Okay, very good. So then there's also retail in the store. So there's some things.
Yes, since we're in a tourist destination, the first week we were open, everybody would just open the door, say I don't knit, and leave. So that's where having the DTF printer and having some clothing items and things for people who aren't necessarily fiber artists to come in and purchase things. But also it's been really fun, which if we walk over this way, we'll show you. It's been really fun to pair knitting projects with outfits. So
How cute is that?
these pants are adorable, and this top looks perfect with these. And then we also have a sample of a pair of knit socks that you could do.
And that's out of your yarn.
Yep, so there's sample, and the yarn to make it.
Very nice. So there's that outfit there, and there it is over here with a different situation.
And then this adorable sweater. And skirt combo.
And talk about who makes your samples. And
So we have an army of ladies who help us do samples. This one was made by one of our local fiber friends, Anna, who knit it, and she did a really great job. And then the summer stunner has been this adorable DK sweater, which was knit by Melissa, who has worked with Lindsey at Indigo Guinea for many years now.
About a year.
About a year. And she is so incredibly talented. But this has been probably this summer's
Absolutely.
#1 sample.
That colorway is gorgeous. I love that.
It has been so pretty. And then another local to me, Kristen, fiber friend, knit that hat for me, and somewhere I have a cowl that she did. And then on this side, our other stunner from the summer, which will get you through all the gloomy days, was our Sun-Kissed and Marigold Delights colorways.
Ooh, that's pretty.
That
Look at how
gorgeous,
pretty that
cozy,
is.
chunky cowl.
Gorgeous. So on Tuesdays in the store, Lindsey hosts the Fiber Friends meetup. And you want to tell people about that?
So on Tuesdays, this is the main event. We all sit around and craft and chat and catch up on the local hot goss. And like this past week, one of our friends who has been knitting for 30 plus years helped me on something that I was stuck on, and I was concerned I was going to have to do all kinds of crazy things or completely start over my whole project, and she bingo bango whipped me right up.
Oh, that's awesome. So talk about this thing on the table. What is that?
So this is a I don't even know what the technical name for this is, but I use it to make minis.
It's just a Swift.
Or yeah, it's a Swift in a different way that this is a Swift. So this one is what you would use to put your yarn hanks on.
That was called an umbrella Swift.
Yeah, umbrella Swift.
Yeah.
So any old-timey shows, you will have seen these. But that's what you put the hank on, and then you can wind it off into a cake, and the cakes look like these. Which these ones are kind of, they've been around the block. But
little minis. Oh, I love
but
the
the cakes make a center pull ball, so you would knit right out of the center, or crochet right out of the center or off of the end.
And then you all make, is this what you use these for?
Yes, which I do have an example of one.
So the kids also have a wood burner, and they make all the wood things. So here's how that would work.
So there's one on there, which I don't have my wrist strap on because I was using it on my table, but then you would just knit right off the end of it.
And then it's got a little hole in the top so you can hang it like you knit in the car, right?
Yeah, it's intended to hang from your wrist, so you can do it while you're walking or whatever. But I actually hang mine from the sun visor in the car, so when my husband's driving, I'm not losing my ball onto the floorboards every time we stop.
Nice.
And it works amazing.
Oh, fun. So let's look at the little mini bar over here.
The mini bar. I feel like it needs a placard. The
Mini bar. I love it. Look at how adorable. We had so much fun doing displays the other day, and we both just absolutely love how this one came out. So what is the purpose of the minis as opposed to a big skein?
Minis are very versatile. You can do a lot of different things with them. This was a cowl that I made, just kind of winging it, using the different colors in the fade set. But they're great for socks and doing cuffs and toes to give you different colors on there. But like I said, cowls, you could do a little scarf, you could do trim on a garment. That sweater that we looked at on the mannequin, that's what we did for the sleeves, which I don't have one of them on here, but so if I had edging on my sleeves, you could use one of these.
Oh, okay.
Which I was considering doing on my other top that I'm working on. We'll insert a photo of that.
So also in the store, they have a line of hand-poured candles. We'll talk about those. So these are soy, are they? Or
They're what?
are they soy candles?
Yes, they are all hand-poured soy candles made by my mother-in-law, and they are all named after our foundation herd of alpacas. So these are a few of the first ever alpacas that we had, and 2 of the babies, our first ever 2 babies. So they're each have their name and face on the jar, and they are inspired by their personalities.
That's it. And made with soy and essential oils, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
then we have some
Did
little
anyone order it?
fun wooden items over here. Some keychains that are all done in the store. Some jewelry items. We've got some wiffies that you hang from your car mirror, and they are fragranced similar to the candles, made by Ty's mom, Lindsey's husband's mom. We've got jewelry over here.
Most of which you have assembled or created.
These are some of my creations. Got some watch bands, we've got some bracelets, some earrings that we put together. So you can get your outfits. We added some little beads. These wooden earrings they cut out on their wood burner. I keep calling it a wood burner.
I make laser
A
engraver.
laser engraver. I know there's a more technical term. So you've got all the goodies to go along with the fibers.
Yes, we do.
And then we'll bring Lindsey F back in, and we will talk about wild sage wool and how that was born. Oh, y'all, if you need a cozy winter blanket, you have got to see these. These are the softest, most beautiful, cozy blankets ever, and they are alpaca. Gorgeous, gorgeous. There's some up on the wall here. So let's go back to the wild sage. So this is the 2 Lindseys' new collaboration, Wild Sage Wool. And look at all these gorgeous colors. So ladies, let me get the wild sage in, get me out of there, and get you in there, and let's talk about wild sage. How did that come to fruition?
Do you remember?
Well, I feel like it started as Ty wanted to make a wholesale collection.
Yeah, like, so I was vending at Corridon last fall, which was, 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they came in on the trailer. They were not working that show. They were just hanging out for the day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was
forgot
like,
about that. We were just
Hey
there.
guys,
Yeah.
we should do something together. And yeah, I meant like a fun kit or
Yeah.
project, which we did.
Yeah, we did also do that.
We did a kit. But also Ty came back and he was like, what if we started a business? And what if we did wholesale? And I don't know, somewhere I guess I said yes.
Yeah. I think it was January. We were like, actually,
We were prepping before that because January 1st was when you filed our stuff. We were waiting for the new year.
That's true.
It was really fast.
Mhm.
I don't know, Ty did it.
If
Yeah.
you know
It was one
Ty,
of Ty's ideas.
he does not think small. Ty
No.
thinks very big.
No. Yes. Very big.
So wild sage, then, what is the line exactly? It's different from the other lines that you both carry?
So it is superwash, which is not typical for what Red Hill Fiber does, but it is typical for Indigo Guinea.
But it's all American, which
yeah.
Indigo Guinea doesn't do.
Mhm.
And Red Hill did. So it was a nice merriment of the two.
Mhm. Yep, so it's all sourced in Montana and Wyoming, which is really cool. And then Ty and I had the opportunity to go out and visit one of the farms over the summer, which was pretty cool. And then also something that the market doesn't have, it has similar things with Stellina and things like that, but the shimmer that we use is different from what's commercially available at the moment. So that's our other little razzle dazzle that we put
So
on it.
it's 100% American made then?
the wool is 100% American.
So it's a base of wool. Is it merino? What kind of?
It's a mountain merino is the blend, which is a trademark blend that is comprised of I believe it's 75% merino, and then the rest of the percent is made up of rambling, cormo, and targhee, and that it varies year to year depending on that year's shearing clip. But their actual trademark blend has that wiggle room for, it has to be under a certain micron, which we'll put a list of what these terms mean for you.
That sounds like math, and my brain doesn't
but
compute.
Essentially, it's the diameter of the individual
okay.
fiber follicle is measured by a micron. So if you think a strand of your hair, it's going to be way finer than that.
So this line is different in the respect that this is wholesale?
The primary objective was wholesale, and then Lindsey has been keeping a decent sized stock on her trailer when she does all of her events, but Wild Sage has only been in our store now, 1 week?
Yeah. Yeah.
1 week.
So it's available retail walk-in, or they can order
Online.
wholesale. And then how do they find you wholesale? Is it on both of your websites? Is it on a
it is
third
actually
party?
on wildsagewool.com. There's a link to all of our wholesale info.
So it's got its own website.
Yep, it has
Very
its own
good.
website, its own socials. I actually don't know if I do have a link to Wild Sage on my personal website. For
Oh, I don't think I do either.
Yeah, that might be something
Okay, we should do that.
Future project.
Yeah, tomorrow S's problem. Oh, kids alarm.
It's hard to keep up with all the socials.
Yes,
So we're about to have to go get kids from school. So let's wrap up with what do you see Wild Sage for the future? Just
Ooh. That is a heavy
Who
question.
knows? Because it depends on the day and where Ty's taking us that day, it feels like.
Yeah, that is 100%.
with the husband's
100%.
input. So so this is very new. The Wild Sage
Very
is very new.
We officially launched it May-ish at
Yeah, at
HH,
HH.
right?
Yeah.
But so far it's steamrolling way better than I think we ever thought it
Yeah.
would.
We're in way more yarn shops than I ever anticipated. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's been really exciting, and now that we're ramping up fall with our new gorgeous fall colors,
Oh my goodness,
courtesy
they
of
are
the
so
talented
beautiful.
Lindsey F. I think it's gonna keep going, soaring
Yeah.
up and up.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep blooming.
And our winter colors will come out in a month. So we're
So
just
you
going to
have
keep rolling out.
Periodic releases of new colorways.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure will.
So today is the beginning of Indiana Pearl Yarn Crawl.
Yep.
Is that
Pearl,
correct?
Indiana
Pearl,
Yarn Crawl.
Indiana Yarn Crawl.
Yeah, which
So
is,
let's talk about that a quick sec.
6 shops, all in southern Indiana, and it goes from today through the following next Saturday. And it's basically a bar crawl, but for yarn. So everybody gets a passport, and they go attend all the shops, and we all have our own door prizes and giveaways. Passport holders save 10% off their yarn, or really any purchase, in-store purchase. And then they get entered into a raffle. Overall, all the shops are pitching in an item to do a $1,000 basket. That'll be from all of us, and then each shop will pull 2 $30 gift card winners. And that'll be for people who turn their passport into their local shops.
How
So,
fun.
very
And then
exciting.
Lindsay, will you be at any other shops, or is this
Nope.
your one-stop shop?
Just
Very
that.
good. Well, Lindseys, we wish you so much success with this. Combined, you all are an amazing talent. It's been so fun talking to you all, and quite an education on yarn. And as I said again, we will post all of the socials to all of the things we talked about in the description box. And please go follow these ladies and show them some love. We just love to support our small businesses, and there's nothing better than American-made, woman-owned small business.
Right, 100%
Absolutely.
woman-owned.
So thank you so much, ladies. Any parting wisdom you have for us? buy the yarn.
Yeah, buy the yarn. It's gorgeous.
Thanks so much, ladies,
Thank
and thank you all
you.
for watching. I appreciate all of your support and your following, and your likes and comments are greatly appreciated. So run to the comment section and post your comments and let us know what you loved about this, and go to the description box and follow all of the socials. Thanks, y'all. Bye.